Hi everyone, my name is Maybelline from Mellow Paper Roll. This is my first ever YouTube video and it's something that I really wanted to do in 2026. So it's one of my goals for the new year. So I'm really excited to start sharing some of my journals, at the same time meeting like-minded people in the community, because I know the journaling community has so many lovely people. So for today, I thought to kickstart the year off with my 2026 journal stack, or what we call journal ecosystem. And I'm keeping it very, very simple with 3 main books ideally. I think anything more would probably make me feel a little bit somehow anxious, like there's too many things to manage. But 3 is just nice. So starting off with my Hobonichi wigs, I've kept the wigs for many years. I think my first Hobonichi wigs was in 2021, and last year I was using the wigs as well. So last year I got the wigs Mega, but I realized that I really didn't use much of the pages in the back. So this year I decided to get the plaid version, and I decided to get it in just the normal wigs, which I think is enough. So for my Hobonichi wigs, I'll be primarily using this as my memory keeper. So very, very similarly in how I did use it for 2025, I first started out the year using it more of like a planner. But then as the weeks evolve, I kind of just focus more on using it as a sort of memory keeper instead. So for the last few weeks of November, I actually got engaged. At the same time, I went to Japan, and that's why it's so colorful and it was really fun. So I try not to pressurize myself into having to fill up every page, and whenever there are pages that are empty, I'll just put like a mood board. I love creating mood boards, or I love like curating pictures that please me. So I created like a silver version, and then I kind of left them blank for a bit because the first half of my year I was using a Filofax, but it became very, very certain that a Filofax just did not work for me. So that's why I've changed it a little bit. And yeah, I will be continuing it in 2026, but I'm a lot more clearer in terms of how I want to use the wigs, and that is more focused on memory keeping rather than planning inside. Although as and when I have to-do lists or tasks, then I will add them here accordingly. So I've already set up like the overall in terms of the cover. I got some of these stickers from my recent trip to Japan and I really love them. I got the sticker from Starbucks Roastery in Tokyo, and then some pictures and more stickers from the Travelers Company, and also a Monchichi image here, which I really love right now. And I will be setting up my monthlies, and I'm gonna be inputting pictures of the month because I realized that I have a lot of blank space that I don't really use. And so I'll be doing that for all the upcoming months. And then for December itself, I've already started breaking into my Hobonichi wigs, and I have been loving it so far. So it's been really fun setting it up and decorating it. And in terms of my memo pages, I'll be using it more of like a monthly overview. So just setting up certain calendars, like a gratitude log, some highlights, like a bit of a health tracker all in one. And then something that I'm going to be doing for 2026 is having a mood board every single month. And what I'm going to be doing is also drawing some cards that might serve me. So I've decided that I'll be drawing a card for every single month. So one from the We're Not Really Strangers self-reflection edition. What it tells me for the upcoming month of January is what am I putting off that feels important and why am I avoiding it. So this will be the prompt that I would think a lot more about during the month of January. At the same time, I will also be pulling out like a tarot deck and some oracle cards depending on how I feel. And for January, I do really want to touch on the Flower of Life. This is one of my favorite oracle card decks. I love it. The illustrations are really pretty, so I'll be doing that later, and then I'll be inputting it into my Hobonichi Wigs setup. And next, we have my traveler's notebook. So this is the one that I've been using over the past couple of months. I got this chum from the traveler's Starbucks Reserve Roastery in Tokyo. And I am absolutely loving how this is. Hang on, let me take a sip of my coffee. And I'll just do a quick run through, but moving forward into 2026, I'll be mostly using this as my Commonplace, as well as housing some of my collections, as well as my sticker book. So I will kind of need to set that up because, but I'll only do that once I complete my journal. So, oh, I have another one here that I used for the previous month. And I'm gonna put it back into the stack. And this one is a wildcard. It's what's my favorite song at the moment and why do I love it so much. So I really love listening to music. I listen to music almost every day. So this was a really fun one to have. At the same time, I made myself a little future self journal as and when I want to. This is a picture of me and my mom in Europe many years ago. So what this means, it's kind of like the future self journal prompts. There are 7 questions, but I've kind of streamlined it such that it works for me. Number 1, my daily affirmation. Number 2, today I will focus on shifting my pattern off. Number 3, I am grateful for. Number 4, the person I'm becoming will experience more. And number 5, I have an opportunity to be my future self today and then when I think about who I'm becoming, I feel a certain way. So these are kind of like the 6 questions that I can answer whenever there's nothing to journal about or whenever I just want to think a little bit more intentionally about what I want to do for a certain period. And then here is my craft folder. I just have a label sticker from Choosing Keeping when I visited London this year. I absolutely love that store. I would love to go back one day. And then it just holds a couple of different things, yeah, including more of the labels. Some stickers, my Sylvanian family sticker that I got in Japan. And I also bought a matcha set in Japan from Ippudo Tea. So they have this like really nice guide and I really want to like start making better matcha. So this is something that I'm gonna like read and then probably Commonplace a little bit more about. So this insert here, I only have 2 inserts. So this insert here is my journal insert that I believe started over in, I first started it in October. And then just like pasting random things in, like having days out with friends and family, visiting certain exhibitions, a collaboration with We Are Out of Office. So I bought this postcard and I cut it down. I really wanted the plotter narrow and I ended up getting it. It's just that I haven't really thought about how I'm going to use it yet. So that's why it's not included at this moment. Stuff that I need to fill up. We did like a mini Halloween treasure hunt at my house. So it was quite fun. So I gotta like backlog that. And then in November, I actually got engaged. So it was a full day of activity. It was a really fun time. And then everything that I bought in Japan, which I will be filling up very soon. And I'll be adding more pages in. And then December, a lot of resetting, decluttering was happening. I revamped my whole room space so that it's a lot more cozy and a lot more suited to the kind of energy that I want to bring in the new year. At the same time, we had many Christmas parties that was going on. I had a doggy date for my dog Boomy and a little friend of his that he just met, Chaco. And then that's kind of where we are at the moment. And I have a few more pages left and I'm gonna be filling up with whatever happened in December. So I'll close that off before I end off this book. And then once this book is done, I'm gonna be removing it and probably refilling it with my sticker book instead. I kind of realized that having a sticker book is something that I'm still on the fence, because every time I put stickers in here, I tend not to want to use them. Like, they just look pretty here. So I have trouble like using stickers that are in my sticker book, like for example this page. Like, I would never want to remove like any single sticker, which is kind of like the irony, right? Because you have a sticker book more to be able to use it. But yeah, so I'm trying to like break that. So as and when I have a bit of courage, I take it out. I do take it out. That's why there are some gaps. So I'm still thinking a little bit about how to make the sticker book work for me, such that it's something that is usable and not just there for the sake of it. Yeah, and then these are all the Hobonichi stickers that I got. I will likely be placing it here so that I can use it. And then the last insert that I have is a new one. I'll be using this for commonplacing. I actually made this insert myself because I just love writing on Tomoe River paper. As much as I love like the MD cream paper that Traveler's Notebook has, I'm just such a fan of like Tomoe River paper. Yeah, so I decided to just make one myself. So I just stapled them down. I decorated the cover with more stickers that I got from Japan. And then I plan to use this as my commonplace, or what I call like my library, which is where everything that I'm interested in goes into. And I've never really had like a commonplace like stored in one. It's usually scattered everywhere. But for 2026, I've decided that I will consolidate everything in one book, and so it's like titled number 1. And so I've just started like with 2 entries, and I'm going to be continuing it over the next couple of months. So there's that. I just tuck it in because it's Tomoe River paper. I kind of just tuck it in. And also, if you're wondering how I made this, I actually had an insert that was pretty old. So I ended up like deconstructing it, taking this and then using it, laying it in front of it so it looks like a real Traveler's Notebook insert. And then some stickers at the back, as well as a little postcard. So that is the second one, what I call Blackie. I like to name my journals, my Traveler's Notebook journals, and I literally name them very literally. So this is called Blackie. And if you see my brown one, which I've shown earlier, it's kind of, it's basically just called Brownie. Like, not the most original, but like it makes me love them even more. So both like this one and this one I've got like many years ago, maybe back in 2016, 2017. And then some of the other newer ones, like my Love and Trip one. This is my Love and Trip. Instead of calling her like Red, I call her Lovely, because like Love and Trip. So they kind of all end with an IE. So like Blackie, Lovely, Brownie, and so on and so forth for the other ones. So down to my last one. I have on a little charm. Both charms I got from my recent trip to Japan. This one is of the Suica penguin. The penguin is the mascot for the Suica transportation company, I believe. So I even got like this penguin as well, because they are retiring the penguin. And so like everywhere you go in Japan, there's lots of penguin merch for this particular Suica penguin. And then I got a Monchichi, which I am loving at the moment. And so there you have it. So for this, I decided that rather than keeping my journal in here, which I never ever bring out because it's hefty, I've decided that I'm gonna like streamline it down to a smaller, more portable size, which is my Traveler's Notebook passport. And so I'll be bringing this everywhere I go. And it will be my journal, both my junk journal and my main writing journal. So over here, I just have a couple of cards that I'm still trying to place. I only set this up relatively recently. So I have a couple of ephemera that I'm collecting. At the same time, these are stickers that I got from recent trip to Japan. And so I decided to just paste them on here. So I've already started doing a bit of like entries in my new junk journal. So this one's gonna be like a junk journal mostly. But you'll notice that I do like to have some writing so that my junk actually means something. So whenever I collect, like this was a wrist strap that you get at the museum, and then like McDonald's butter, scraps of paper. This was from a Twinkle Twinkle and Haiti collaboration paper bag. I love it. Twinkle Twinkle is so cute. This was from my first ever Pokemon deck. This is a name card that I got when I purchased like a little keychain in Japan. I just thought that I just love silver things, and so like I just thought that it's really nice. And then filling it up with receipts, and also just random ephemera that I get, and then I'll be doing some writing in here. What I'll be doing in probably the next video is setting up and decorating some of my folders and my covers, because I actually just set this system up just a few days ago. And so I've just started writing in here, and I will be using this as my journal, and then the first insert as my junk journal. And I just have some stamps, omamori that I got in Japan, and then a picture of my dog. So those are my journals that I'll be using in 2026. I foresee myself, especially with how often I switch up my traveler's notebooks, that this will be changing a lot so that I can give my other covers some love. And then the constant will be my Hobonichi weeks. And yeah, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Because it was my first video, it's a bit all over the place. I am hoping that there will be a lot more content that I'll be sharing in the next couple of weeks. And yeah, I'm happy to make some friends, and do let me know how your 2026 ecosystem is going to be like. Thank you. Bye bye.